Our evangelism is about the God who makes himself known. All religions believe that God is everywhere, but only Bible teaches that God is everywhere for a purpose, to make himself known for a long-lasting relationship with people, a loving relationship. Because loving relationship necessitates knowing one another. If you tell people that you have fallen in love with someone whom you do not know, people will laugh at you. This is the same with those who write love poems about God, unknown God, very popular in the Middle East. There are many poets and philosophers who have written love songs about God. They do not know that their loving poems and comments cannot be real if they are not the result of an unbreakable relationship and union. This is the same for those who call themselves, like the Prophet of Islam, the messenger of God. Your call does not make sense if you are not in relationship with God and do not know him. How can you say, I'm the messenger of someone whom I do not know? You see, that's why evangelism makes sense only in Jesus Christ, because he reveals a God who can make himself known to people in order to pave the ground for them to know him and enter into an unbreakable union with him and to become free. And for this reason, the teachings of other religions about God does not make sense. It is not rational, because they are not in relationship with God. They do not know God. How can you speak about the God whom you do not know? And that's why they are always uncertain. They do not know about their spiritual conditions, like the Prophet of Islam, who died in uncertainty. Muslims die in uncertainty. They do not know about their life, about their future. I have been in face-to-face with many followers of many religions, like Muslims, Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, Baha'is. Many times I heard from them saying that their religion is the perfect religion. And they asked me, why don't I follow their perfect religion? Why did I left the perfect Islam? I heard so many times. I'm just going to give you an example of my response to a Muslim today. I asked him whether he believed that God was everywhere, meaning that God is by us, near to us. And his response was yes. I asked the second question about his prophet. I said, what about your prophet? Do you believe that he's everywhere? He's by us too. He said, no. His prophet is not God to be everywhere. I asked the third question, whether he believed that God is almighty and he can do everything in his power, everything that matches his nature. He said yes. I told him, so you and I believe that God is here near to us and he is mighty. Because he is mighty, he can reveal himself to us, listen to us, to our miseries, to our pains, to the pain we receive from others and the pain we give to others, and see our life, the hardship, the difficulties, And he feels compassionate to help us, to free us. So you and I believe that. But your prophet doesn't believe that. Your Quran doesn't believe that, I told him. Your prophet says in the Quran, in chapter Ashura, in verse 51, that God hides himself behind the veil. He is not relational. So your prophet didn't have any personal relationship with God. He never heard God personally. He never saw God personally. And also, your prophet says in Surah Al-Araf, verse 188, that if he knew God, evil wouldn't work in his life. If I follow your prophet, first, I won't be able to know the true God because his God is unknown. He hides himself behind the curtain, behind the wall, behind the veil. I wouldn't be able to know him. I wouldn't be able to have God in my life as a mighty power to protect me, to listen to my cry. Second, because that God is unknown, then evil will work more in my life, be bothering me a lot, the evil one, as your prophet confessed, and I will be always, in misery, will have a painful life, and because of that, I will give pain to other people too. Why should I follow your prophet? I need someone who reveals a God to me, who can make himself known to me. I can know him. I can discover the beauties in him personally, and I can become marveled of his attributes. I can open my heart to those beauties. He comes into my heart, sits on the throne of my heart, and then Satan has no choice but to rush out, because Satan and God cannot live in one room, in one heart. When God comes, Satan runs out. When Satan runs out and only God is there, I am free. I am protected. Satan is terrified. Satan cannot come closer to God. I'm protected. I'm free now. Why should I ignore my freedom and follow someone who himself is in bondage? In my responses to all of them, the followers of all other religions, for a single moment, I never heard from them telling me, no, your words are illogic, irrational. Not only that, many of them gave their hearts to the Lord. The evangelism in Christ, the good news in Christ is real, powerful, logical, rational. Because it's an evangelism with God, an evangelism when God is sitting on the throne of our heart. It's an evangelism that reveals the beauty of God so people can have personal relationship with God. It's an evangelism that God is saying to us, hey, I established an unbreakable union with you. You are my example. Go and take the good message to others, good news to others, and tell them that your life is changed. Introduce me to them. Then I will make myself known to them. I will draw their attention. They will fall in love with me and then enter into an unbreakable union with me. You see how yummy and delicious the evangelism in Christ is? That's why our evangelism is the only one that makes sense. Thanks for being with me. God bless.